Good morning. I thought I would share last year's Christmas journal with you today, and today is Wednesday before Christmas. I thought I would share this for those of you who are new, but also for those of you who might like a little bit of a trip down memory lane. I was not able to do work in this journal this year. I had planned, and you will see when I get to the end, that I do have room in here, despite it being a chunky monkey, to do 2020, but 2021 will work just fine. This book was a joy to make because primarily I stuck with Christmas colors and Santa. I'm a great Santa Claus lover, have always been since I was a wee little girl, and still am. And I thought we would take this few minutes out to have a little of the season. For those of you who do not celebrate, I hope that you will be having a wonderful holiday. But here we go. As you can see, this one even includes a dingle dangle. This I purchased for using to put into glue jars, but I found that it was more hassle than it was worth that way, so doesn't it work just a treat here on this journal. The background paper on this journal was a Christmas bag, I believe, from the dollar store. The front of it is a piece of Christmas paper, music paper, a piece of ribbon. This looks like needlepoint canvas, but it isn't. It's a piece of ribbon from the dollar store. One of my hoarded Santa Clauses, a piece of vintage crochet work, and down here, oh my, didn't I have fun doing this. This was a piece of trim that I got at Cloth World. This is a piece of vintage Christmas decoration, a flower from a roll that I got at Hobby Lobby, and another piece of crocheted lace. Here, down at the bottom, is a piece of vintage either millinery or Christmas decoration. I used this, another piece from this, in the last video that I did, and now I know why there were only two leaves left. Well, here's number 3. I tied this one with seam binding. Let me find the tails here. Here we go. And I did not choose white for this because I chose an off-white with the red because of this coloration right here. And let's begin. Here we have some sparkly paper that I believe that I found in my grocery store. One of my very vintage Christmas Santas, and a piece of the fabric, Christmas fabric, that I found at an antique mall, a whole bag full of it for $1.50. Now that absolutely made my knees buckle when I saw that. Here, 2 tags bringing out the front decoration again, and a piece of dollar store there we go. A Santa bag, do I need to say it again, from the dollar store, and isn't he a jolly looking Santa with my very favorite Christmas cardinal. So this was a double win-win. Another tag featuring Christmas paper that came on I think an 8x8 pad, probably from Michaels, and some collaging. some more of the contemporary Christmas pad paper, another bag from you know where, and I received this as a gift in Happy Mail, and I thought it was just a lovely, lovely watercoloring on watercolor paper from my friend Ruth. Thank you, Ruth. Some Christmas stenciling and a telegram card with some vintage, very old vintage stickers with a musical background. Let me make sure Ruth's Christmas tree is right there. Okay. A glassine bag that I spray painted with glimmer mist. One, two pieces. This is the front of a Christmas card that I kept, and I thought it would be perfect along with a stamp. Let me get out a little further because some of these pieces are rather large. Let's come out just a touch further. There we go. Here, some Christmas paper, a saving from a magazine, and I just love the Christmas colors on there. I won't mention that little piece because you know where. And I do have difficulty getting this one down because it does have a three-dimensional bow on it, so they have to go together in order to make it all the way to the bottom. Here we go. When it's your own journal, you know its little idiosyncrasies. Here, some more magazine page with some sewing to give it some dimension, and a red paper clip with one of the lovely pieces of vintage stationery, and one of my long stencils. The stencil is this wide, but at least, I would say at least that long. And I thought it just did nicely on this piece of writing page, so that there will be plenty of opportunity to write on this page. This one was one of my first ever triptych pages, and I glued down the back completely. Did I leave any room up here? I don't think so, no. So, the inside, one of the vintage stickers, some stenciling using Christmas colors, and here, some collaging, a vintage sticker, and I could not resist her. She is so adorable. And so, on the front, another sticker, another piece of you-know-what from you-know-where, and some vintage-looking bits of collaging. I did some of this gold just because I was deciding to follow the gold on that one. Here, a flip of a Christmas card, and here a fabric flip. Thank you, Gail, for giving me this idea. Gail Augustinelli, for those of you who haven't found her yet, look her up. She's well worth it. I've been watching her. I did believe I did learn to do junk journaling by watching Ages and Ages of Gail. So, and this is a non-vintage flower, but I thought it worked very well there. And on here, we have a piece of paper from, oh my, don't I miss A.C. Moore because of the wonderful bits of paper that they had in their stacks. This is velvet paper, and doesn't it look just lovely? A good reason to miss A.C. Moore. We have some collaging, some stenciling for a writing spot. Another card, Christmas card cover. A piece of collage that I've had for years and years and years and have no memory about where it came from. I wouldn't after all those years. Some more of the ribbon stencil from eons ago, and some stitching around this to give it some dimension. And I made a tag using a piece of Christmassy looking paper and a bow that I don't know where that came from either, but I had hoarded it and used it here on this page. And this, though not technically Christmas flowers, it just reminded me so of Christmas that I just had to have it in my journal. And since it's my journal, my rules. A tag using more of the bits of crocheted lace, and a double-backed tag, so that's why it's up here also, so that this will show up here at the top. Another piece of my Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist on white paper this time, and some of these Santa hats from you know where. Let me see, I believe there is something in here. Yes, there is. A Christmas card front and a place for writing on the back. Another one of the gift bags, and my very favorite Cardinals paper with zigzag stitching around the edge. So I glued down this Christmas bag. I took a chance because I didn't know whether the glue would go right through all of this mesh, but it did not. I was very, very lucky. I must have been holding my mouth right that day. And a tag for a writing spot with some collage. I love this shiny paper. It's so Christmassy. I think I hoarded some for this year, so it will be finding its way into next year's part. Another Santic Christmas bag. These are just wonderful as pockets. A stamped and stenciled writing spot with a reindeer and some of that fantastic, fabulous Christmas fabric. A doily, and from you know where. Another fabric flip attached with another piece of that velvet paper. And here a card featuring blue, and much room for writing. Now here, definitely, like the one up that we've already seen, definitely not a Christmas flower, but it just looks so Christmassy to me that I had to add it onto this page with the sewn-on lace. A tag with a bit of collage and a place to write. Another piece of from my Christmas pad of paper. A small collaged tag. A corner tuck with a little bit of vintage lace on it and some newer lace. And some vintage sticker lace, some more of that ribbon, and some collaging on the back. This Santee shows its age. They always put usually always put a pipe in the mouth of the older ones. I don't know why, but a lot of daddies lost their pipes for the season. Love this page. So I just didn't do anything to it. And here we have a belly band that I made using some of the Christmas fabric, some of the fabric that mimics a needlepoint canvas, and on the other pieces I cut off these finishing edges, and lace and more Christmas fabric. I just enjoy looking at that. I hope I can make another one for the rest of the journal like that, because it is just delightful. And here, some paper tucked under these cutouts for that I use in other places, and some more of the paper pad paper, and I made the cutouts from this into the tag for this paper. And this is a piece of dictionary, thin, fine dictionary paper with my Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist spray. I do believe this might very well be my favorite page. I'm not sure, but I think it might. Another Christmas bag, Christmas card, and here playing up some blue, which I do love for Christmas, but you find very little of it, I've noticed. Actual blues. And this is a tuck spot with a piece of embellished card with a red, this time with a red paper clip, and this is more very favorite paper, and a place to write on the back. Now something's coming up because it's clipped on from the bottom. What is this? Oh yes, this is rather a heavy. That's why it's rather a heavy piece. It's got quite a few tuck spots on pockets on here, with some Santee and a Cardinals tag and a glassine bag. Let's see what's in the glassine bag. Ah, a stamped red tag and some paper. I'm sorry, some ribbon that will show out at the edge of the journal. And I do believe, no tag, nothing up here. Yes, there is something up there. I'm going to use this to hold the top of this down. I think that was my intention at the beginning, and I'm sticking to it. It's been a while. Here, a carol, not an original, because none of us have, very few of us managed to do originals, but I must have watched it on someone's channel. This is a red Christmas card envelope, folded so that it opens out this way, and then I collage the flap. This is ready for writing. And I decided that the best thing for this was to tie it, because I didn't want to do anything to upset that collage front. Excuse me. So we have some tied baker's twine. Some pretty pleated Christmas fabric. And this is a cover a part of a Christmas bag that I used because I didn't have too much, so I just used it here and sewed it down to the piece of paper. And here more of that lovely Christmas fabric. And here is the center of this this signature, and this is my pure silk needlepoint ribbon. And we're getting to the end now, and here is where I was going to begin for this year. These pieces are here in waiting for were in waiting for 2020, but then I have all of these pages and more that I can add, because there's no limit to how chunky this can become as far as I'm concerned. So many pages are waiting for me for 2021, and the inside back cover. This one and the one in the front lined with red felt. I don't believe that I mentioned that when I opened the book at the front. So, I do hope that you have enjoyed this little visit with me. And as you can see, I'm a great lover of ordinary Christmas colors. The reds and the greens and the Santies make me happy. So that's how I do my personal journals. And I do hope that you will consider giving me a thumbs up if you have enjoyed this little nostalgia visit. Leave a comment and I will answer them. And subscribe to my channel. Let's see what we can see now in a close-up view of this front cover. This cover makes me happy each time that I look at it, and it spends a year in the Christmas drawer. And there's something about this, not the usual Carol to mix these neutrals with this shiny, but there's something about this paper that this bag was a gift bag, and from you know where. And here another piece of A.C. Moore's paper. Just beautiful paper that they had in those stacks. You will purchase them individually. I do hope that I have a little bit left to use at the back end of this. So, I hope that all of you who celebrate Christmas have a merry one, and for those of you who do not, have a happy holiday season and a happy and safe and well New Year. Bye now.